Hey, this is Matt with Let's Talk Music. I'm here with Lacey and Jason of Bourbon House. They're joining us tonight from Wisconsin. So how we doing, fellas or fellas, lady and fella?
I am such a fella. Great. We are doing great.
Doing great.
Doing
Thank
great. Okay.
you.
So first off, I want to talk about the video for Resonate. It looks like you guys had a blast doing that.
Oh, it was so fun. And everybody involved, even like down to the people who own the house that we did it in, we're all friends. So it was very, very easy to get like an authentic, fun time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Jason? What do you think?
Yeah, it's always fun shooting videos. That's one of my favorite parts about being in a band is shooting the videos. And yeah, it was our first video with our new drummer, so that
Hmm.
made it a lot of fun. And only our second video with our
No,
bass player.
that's our first video with him too.
Well, our first electric video. We did an
Yeah,
acoustic
yeah,
video
yeah.
with him.
But anyway, so they helped because they also had like a really good time too, and that that came out too. So
Yeah. I mean, it does. It's like a very high energy, just looks like a blast type video. I mean,
yeah.
that's why I wanted to, go ahead and bring that up. So let's get on to the song Resonate. Tell me about the writing process and what the meaning of the song is, or if there is a meaning.
Hmm. So our writing process, a lot of times it'll start with a title, and actually, Jason has like a whole list of titles, song titles that he thinks sound cool or could be a great song, even if it doesn't have a meaning at a time. So Resonate was one of them that was on the list, and I immediately thought of like just how things used to be with it when we didn't have like so much screen time and so much um, distraction, when we actually hung out with each other and did things and played games and did things that kind of resonated, with us.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened there. Also music, we're also
Mhm.
obviously very inspired by older music, 60s and 70s and 80s rock even. So that played into it too.
Yeah, I think we wanted to write a song that actually resonates with people.
Yeah.
So it's one of those songs that's not over processed. There's no pitch correction or auto tune or
Hmm.
anything. We just went in there and jammed it hard and just the way the bands of the 60s and 70s used to do it. So
Yeah.
we just want the music to resonate with you. We don't want computers and software
Hmm.
to smooth everything out and make it kind of unrelatable.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I feel like there's a lot of music that's kind of unrelatable these days.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's very obviously very inspired by that, and we wanted to make it very obvious, make it very apparent that it's like a Stonesy kind of ode, like an ode to those kind of bands. So
Right, right.
yeah.
Um, well, first off, I'd like to say that I love your voice.
Thank you very much.
Um,
Appreciate it.
it definitely makes the song. It just the whole thing comes together great. Jason, your guitar playing was great. I mean, it just the whole thing I thought was well put together.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And especially for how you said we just went in and just jammed as hard as we can. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what's great about it. I mean, it's I've talked to quite a few people that refer to things nowadays as manufactured music
Yep.
Yep.
because of all the auto tune and backing tracks and
100%.
stuff like that. So
Yep.
it is nice. It's refreshing, honestly, to hear people that are just saying, you know what, we're musicians, but we're human. We make mistakes. If
Mhm.
you know, let's go in and see what happens.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
mistakes are beautiful in music. I love mistakes. I love things that come out authentically. So
Mhm.
yeah, it just works better.
Yeah, almost all of the music in the last 20 years is very perfected. If you've seen how things are done in a studio, it's almost it's kind of disgusting, to be honest.
Mhm.
They pitch correct every instrument. They make sure everything's in perfect time, perfect pitch,
Yeah.
and then they remove the soul and spirit of the song, and it just sounds kind of dry and meh. So we try not to do that.
Yeah. Especially for this song, it was really important to make sure that it was as authentic as possible.
Right.
And with the music video, we actually amplified in that house and we actually played the song, even though obviously we had the track go over the mastered track. We performed the song, I think 10 times. Got all sweaty, played some games for real, and we just did everything for real.
Oh yeah. So the name Bourbon House, how did that come about? That's a pretty unique name.
You want to explain? Go.
Well, I think it's a little bit of a corruption of Barrel House.
Yeah.
I think before it was Bourbon House, it was Barrel House for about 15 minutes.
Just
Okay.
something, something kind of bluesy is what we were going
Yeah,
for,
we wanted
basically.
something that sounds like a smoky old blues bar, and we wanted something that evoked that imagery. So the word barrel house came to mind, kind of like, the barrel house style of piano playing. And then I don't know, we just decided that
Well,
Bourbon
I think
House
there was
goes
a
a little
lot
better.
of, yeah, we came across a lot of barrel houses. Like, I don't know if
Yeah,
they're band names or whatever, but like if you just put barrel house in Google, like it was just like, it was everywhere. And we're like, that's probably a bad idea.
yeah,
Right.
Which is funny though, because when we chose Bourbon House, we didn't even think of this. We didn't find anything. So we're like, cool, Bourbon House sounds good. There's some Bourbon Street in there. We got Sun House, just like kind of mix it together.
Right.
And there's two restaurants called Bourbon House. So now we have a restaurant name.
Oh, okay.
That happened.
So who had it first, you or them?
they
I don't
did.
know. They did, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
No,
a
let's hope
thing.
they don't come after us
It's a famous restaurant
in New
on
Orleans.
Bourbon Street in New Orleans.
Okay.
Sometimes we get a message from a customer on our Facebook
Yeah.
page telling us how much they like our desserts.
Yeah.
I mean, just you guys ever just play along with it, or
We do.
Yep,
Absolutely. We're like, that's what we're known for.
that's what we're known
So.
for.
hell yeah. So the touring schedules, what's going on there? You guys hitting the road anytime soon?
We want to probably 2023 hit the ground running there. We have a very heavy release schedule going on from now until the end of the year. So it's kind of booked up with that. We have another song coming out in a month from now. So music video, all the stuff that we got to do for all of these songs. But yeah, 2023, probably early, hopefully.
A lot of bands that I talked to are doing that. They're, some are actually just got off of a tour, or they got a few gigs set up or whatever, but most of them, when I get these press releases, it's new material off of a new album, and they're releasing them monthly, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, whatever. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a great strategy. Because you put out one song and it's catches on and everything, and then you go to the concert, they don't know anything else, what I mean, unless it's a stream or download or whatever. But when you do the releases like you do, they can say, oh man, there's this song Resonate, and then there's this other song that I really dig, these guys are great, and it's a smart strategy.
Yeah, thanks.
So so what I mean, when did you guys form? How did the band come together? I mean, what was just like you said you have new drummer and bass player.
Yeah.
So obviously there was, previous ones, but I mean, just like whenever you guys set up, I mean, how did it come about?
Well, we were just doing like an acoustic duo thing for years before, and then we started writing our own songs. Um, so 2017 was the first time we recorded anything, and we actually didn't have a band at that time. So we hired some musicians that were friends of ours to be on that, and we decided to kind of play some shows with them. And since that lineup, it's just been like this whirlwind of in and out, people. But we've continued to write and record. We've written and recorded with various people, but
Right.
obviously always guitars and vocals here. Um, yeah, I don't know. What was I talking about? Just went shh.
About
Oh,
how we started.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that the lineup we have now is the right combination of people.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's just part of the process.
Yeah.
You just gotta keep looking for the right people with the right influences and the right attitudes and people who are in the right place in their life
right.
to be in a band.
Hmm.
People with the, right attitude.
We've also developed and changed and like changed what we were doing at the time. Every time we got somebody new, we were like, okay, we're doing more touring, or we're doing more releasing songs, or we're doing more music videos or whatever. And it was like almost like whatever we were doing, it was never the right people for that time period of what we were
Right.
working on. I think that's what happened more than anything. But anyway, we continued since then. Even when we had to kick people out and bring people in, we've written written and recorded 3 albums and released them.
Yeah.
And now Resonate and this other song that's going to be coming out. We have 5 until the end of the year. So we're going to have like 30 songs out, I think.
40.
For what? 40 songs. That's crazy.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and that is you guys mentioned chemistry and timing is, I think everything when it comes to
Mhm.
bands. You got a lot of them that were, great bands, and then, like one of the ones that I always use an example of Skid Row. I mean, the freaking was one of my favorite bands growing up. Amazing live. And honestly, since Sebastian's been gone, I've really not paid much attention to him.
Yeah.
And I just seen a video recently with their new singer, and I was like, okay, this guy's pretty good, and I guess I was kind of like, you know, how I felt about like Leonard Skinner, or how I felt about Journey was like, man, this guy's gone, this guy's gone.
Yeah.
It didn't really give him a chance, but I mean, I've read interviews with Sabo and a couple other guys from the band, and they're just like, we would rather play, bars and be happy with, our, the chemistry we have in our band versus, getting all of us back together, and that again came from egos and
Yeah.
issues and stuff, internal problems that tore the band apart. And I mean, it's when it's hard, I guess, when like, I don't know if you guys have seen it or if you even listen to them, but they're talking about doing a Pantera thing with
Oh, with Zach Wild. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just like, ugh, I don't know, because I seen Pantera back in the day, man, and I mean,
Sure.
when the 2 founding members are gone, it's kind of hard to swallow.
Right. And it's sad,
Hmm.
for that band for sure. I don't know. I don't know if they're planning on like continuing with it, or if it's just like we're gonna do this and like go on tour like this, or if they're gonna write new songs or whatever. That would be weird, I would think. But
Yeah, I would hope that they're just doing the touring. Because I mean, honestly, I've looked at the comments and there is a shit ton of backlash on it.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
So I mean, just it is. I mean, it's important that the chemistry works, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys have found somebody that works for you, and that's unfortunately, that's the music business.
Yep. Yep. Ego is the worst. Ego's a killer for sure. But I totally understand what whoever you were reading about, what they said. Like, there's no amount of money or fame that could put me on the road with somebody that I don't get along with.
Right.
So
Yeah. And they was even talking about like taking separate tour buses and everything. And I'm like,
yeah, it's
It's
just
common.
so yeah,
it's just
Common.
ridiculous.
it's yucky. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, man, I mean, and the fans want it so bad. And it's like, just be happy with the old stuff. If you want to listen to the new stuff, great. But,
Mhm.
just respect their wishes, quit heckling them about it. I mean, it's just like, I seen a thing the other day that, Neil Sharn and Joe Perry had a conversation and everybody's like, oh my God, is it going to be a Journey, reunion, blah,
Uh,
and it's, I don't, I, I think when it comes to music, people don't like change. You know,
yeah.
they don't like their favorite bands to change up members. They don't like for them to change their style.
Mhm.
But I think what people don't realize is that music is a daily growing business.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
changing constantly. So if you don't roll with the changes, then you get left behind. And if you're not, somebody that's, signed and established and, whatever, then, you're usually out of the game. And,
Right, right.
that's what people need to understand. So, I mean, I love that you guys draw your influences from 60s and 70s. I mean, and the blues background and stuff. I mean, that's, you don't see that much today.
Mhm.
And,
True.
so what was it that really just kind of settled you guys in on that? I mean, is it just your influences, or did you just say, you know what, we're going to be different. We want to play like a bluesy style rock?
Well, I always say like we kind of fell into it like a little bit. Obviously we're both influenced by that, but we're also influenced by like a lot of other stuff and a lot of other
Mhm.
genres. I think that when we just started writing songs, they just kind of went that way.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
And that's just kind of what we do good together.
Yeah, when we were playing acoustic shows and it was all covers for the first few years, we learned, about 500 popular songs.
Mhm.
And
They were every genre. We went everywhere,
yeah,
I
I
think.
mean, we were doing everything from Fats Domino to Shinedown and Hinder and Kelly Clarkson. And the songs that people wanted to hear most, people would come up and say, hey, can you do a Janis Joplin song? Can you do a
Oh my
Heart
God.
song?
I
So then we
remember.
thought, oh, I bet we could,
Yeah.
So we'd go home and we'd learn a song for the next week or for the next time we were there or the next open mic or whatever. And those were the songs that
Yeah.
that really connected with people, and they thought that we did them the best, even if it was the male singer, as long as it was kind of a blues rock sort of style like Led Zeppelin,
Mhm.
people really liked it and they thought that we really did it justice and they really liked it. So we just kind of kept gravitating in that direction, but it worked out great because that's really
That's what we wanted to do
those are the
anyway.
songs we wanted to do in the first place. We just felt like they wouldn't go over very well
Right.
in the
I
beginning.
could, I could definitely see you doing a kick-ass heart song.
Yeah, we used to do
We've done-
Barracuda and we used to do Crazy on You
Mhm.
Okay.
acoustic. That was our closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely a Heart fan. I mean, I'm a fan of like when it comes to rock. I mean, I go back to about the 60s. I know of the 50s type guys, but I don't, I'm not gonna put, Elvis on my phone or something because
Sure.
I never really, it's a different kind of rock. You know what I mean?
It is.
It was something that, I mean, the guy was great and everything, but it just, not really my cup of tea. Now, we get into like, Crosby, Stills and Nash, or
Yeah.
love Southern rock like Skinner, Molly Hatchet, stuff like that. So I mean, you guys are definitely nailing it on the head with with your sound and your lyrics and everything. I mean, just the bluesy part of it is pretty awesome. I mean,
Thank you.
not a lot of people do it anymore. I mean,
No, I know. I wish there was more.
we got a local guy. Well, I mean, he's from Ohio. Named Scotty Bratcher. Phenomenal. He plays some original material, but a lot of stuff like he'll play Hendrix and stuff like that. And he's the first time I seen him, I think he had just turned 21, was allowed to play at this bar here in Columbus. Kind of a bigger bar right next to one of our concert halls. And we went and seen him, and I mean, I was blown away. I mean, the kid could, and that's what he draws from is blues and stuff. And I'm like, man, you're a young dude. I didn't know that people your age still would listen to blues and stuff. But
Mhm.
I like blues. Hell, man, I've been even getting into some jazz. So
Nice. That's not very popular at all.
no, it's not. But it's just like I was, like I said with the band I interviewed before you guys. It's like I have my different moods of music. I
Depending
mean,
on what you're doing too,
right.
want it in the background or yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys, when I got the press release, I was at work. I drive a truck and I'm going down the road, jamming your song. I'm like, bobbing my head and stuff. I was like, I
Nice.
like this,
Nice. I love it.
But that's I mean, what's great about music is like, different reactions that you get from people. And it's what you guys have sit down and put your, you know, all into it, and to see people enjoying it, I think has got to be one of the best feelings as a musician.
Absolutely. We're getting some really good feedback and from our fans too, which is nice because this is more rock and roll than we've been. This song definitely. We've done some heavier songs and we've done some lighter songs, and our fans seem to stay with us and like whatever we're doing. So that's really nice and that's really refreshing.
Yeah, I mean that's a good fan base then, because like I said,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like change when it comes to their music. So
Yeah.
it's a bold move on your part, and obviously it's working. So shit, I'd keep with it. I mean, you guys are,
Jeez.
yeah, if it's working, it's working. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you said what is close to you in Wisconsin that like a big city?
Green Bay is about an hour and a half from where we are.
Yeah.
Milwaukee,
Madison.
Okay.
Madison.
Madison.
2 hours north of Madison.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys ever get down there to Madison and play at any like the university clubs or anything?
No.
One
No,
time.
we did one time. Yeah, we did one time. It was not a university club, though. It was just like a little shitty bar downtown. That was one time. No, there hasn't been a lot of Madison stuff going on for rock music.
Okay.
Because we know a lot of rock bands, and like Madison isn't really a place that they go to.
College age kids, I don't think go to very many concerts anymore.
Yeah. Which is sad because I mean, when I'm at least here, I mean, oh Lord, I went and seen Tesla, and I took my 17-year-old daughter. I was like, I want to introduce you to some good music, and there was people there of all ages,
Yep.
Yeah.
and I was like, that's cool. It's not, I was thinking it was gonna be an all older, laid back crowd, and
Mhm.
there was younger kids there and everything. I was like, man,
That's really nice to hear. I think what's going on is people aren't going to bars. Like they're not going to small clubs and hanging out and hoping a good band's playing or whatever. I feel like that's not what's happening. because you know, we just played Rock Fest too, and there I did the same thing you did. I was like, how many like old people are gonna be here? Is it gonna be all old people? But no, they were, yeah, all over the place.
Nice.
So super nice to see. People definitely go out to see bands that they know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. That's for
gotta
sure.
be known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It did. I mean, but Rockfest, I mean, that's a pretty big show to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first time and it was a lot of fun. And we played like one of the earlier slots too, and it was still really fun.
Jam packed or
Yeah, well, for us, it was like getting there. People were just kind of coming in.
right.
But the weekend was the busiest weekend in Rockfest history.
Yeah, it was their record attendance.
Yeah.
And next year they expect even more.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
maybe the tide's turning, maybe things are coming back. and
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just a generational thing. Maybe there was a generation
Just like a skip in there.
that
Yeah.
didn't give a damn.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I also think it's kind of, because of COVID,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
those festivals got
definitely.
shut down and
Yeah.
like people missed it. And I remember um when they were starting to open up here in Columbus, and they were saying, hey, people need music. People need to be together, so let's follow all of the rules. Let's, if you got to be vaccinated or, show a negative test, do so. If you got, wear a mask, wear a mask. But, not just for the fans, but for the musicians too. Cause I mean, you guys are sitting there with, all this time on your hands, probably writing out some great material and stuff. And you're like, man, we can't do nothing with it because of all this, COVID crap.
Yeah.
So, I thought that was a pretty cool announcement. And I mean, everybody did like they was asked to do. And, the numbers went down and the restrictions started getting lifted. And, it's unfortunate that, we had Rock on the Range here in Columbus and then it was Sonic Temple. But my God, that was a great thing. And
That's gone completely.
yes,
Wow.
Wow.
I think it's all about location because they did have it at our soccer team stadium. Well, then there was this whole deal that like our team was going to be sold to Texas and blah blah blah. And so to keep the team, they built a brand new modern, soccer stadium, and now the old one's just sitting there collecting dust. And I'm like, duh,
There you
it's a
go. Yeah.
stadium tours, music festivals, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I don't think they'll do it just because, back when Rock on the Range was around, people in that area were complaining about the noise.
Oh.
So, I mean, teach their own. I guess
Yeah.
I'm loving that noise and other people are hating it. I don't live,
Right.
I was just there making it,
Yeah. Rockfest is definitely in a great location. They're never going to have that problem. They're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a Danny Wimmer festival, isn't it?
That one's not a Danny Wimmer.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No.
See, ours was Rock on the Range was a Danny Wimmer. We also got the just happened Incarceration.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That's still going.
yep. That was I did not get to go, but seen a lot of videos and it looks pretty killer. Had some friends that
Mhm.
went. It's just like I've told other bands that I've interviewed, I love doing interviews with the independent artists
Yeah.
because you guys are authentic, and like you said, you don't use all the technology. And it's your songwriting is, I think, better. I mean, yeah, there's like lots of great songs out there right now. I mean, Love Me Some Avenged Sevenfold and bands like that. But, you know, I think with independent artists, they're looking for what's the word I'm looking for? Their recognition. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
So
what sets them apart.
right. So when you guys put out your tunes, man, I mean, it's just it's so much better. And I think that, honestly, that's just been my new scene. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been introduced to so many right now. I mean, hell, I got one Sunday with a band from Scotland.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be 12 here, 5 there. I just did one with a band from Poland called CF98.
Cool.
You
How do
know,
you talk to these people? Is it hard to
uh,
understand or what?
yeah, I mean they were I mean they spoke English and everything. It's the time difference. Poland was
Yeah.
6.5 hours difference. So that's usually why I gotta set it on a weekend because I got a day job. But I mean it's cool because I'm getting to meet people from all over the world. I actually did one with a band from India.
Nice.
They're
Beautiful.
they're pretty they're called Dimbar, and they're a Indian folk metal band. So
Interesting.
they take their traditional instruments and play in it, but they also do um you know as he called it, Western metal. So pretty interesting band. There's another one that's called Bloody Wood too, that's from northern India. So they are actually extremely popular. I had
Bloody
never
wood.
heard
I
of
get it
them,
now. Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
but hey. So anyways, guys, I do appreciate your time this evening. You
Yeah.
know,
Thank you. Thanks for having
Thanks.
us.
I'll get things taken care of, and we'll get you a link set out. And another thing that I'm going to do is probably towards the end of September, beginning of October, I'm going to actually start a podcast
Cool.
to where I can be on, those platforms. And I'm going to basically probably go through my uh, files and hit up every band that I've done. Like, hey, send me some new music,
Yeah.
because with that, you get being not under a label, I can play it,
Yes.
you
Right.
know, and
Right.
that gets you heard even more.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and
We'll definitely have some a new music. I think we'll have 2 new songs and by then. So
Yeah.
yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, and if you add Columbus, Ohio to your 2023 schedule, let me know.
Mhm.
We'll sit down and do a live one, and
Yeah.
get
Sounds
some
fun.
pictures, of your show and everything. And I mean, like I said, I'm all about helping you guys out. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I want, because I mean, I don't think it's so much because I'm like, just trying to get as many interviews as I can, because there's been a couple bands I'm like, I just don't answer, that I've been sent,
You
but
got to do that.
right, that I've been sent, but most of them I'm like, I'm gonna give them a shot, and I listen
Yeah.
to them and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so that's what's great about it. And that's why I want to, just get these people heard. I mean, get you guys out there. I mean, even if it's, you know 100 new views on YouTube,
Yeah.
or 100 new people listening to you, it's people that
Exactly.
are turned on to you.
Mhm.
So
100%.
all right, well, you all have a great night there in America's Dairyland,
You too.
and
You too.
I'm gonna, get back to my evening here in what they call the Buckeye Steak. I just call it, Cowtown, whatever. But
Yeah, we got cheese and stuff.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've been in Wisconsin quite a few times. So actually, beautiful state. I mean, especially where,
It is.
from the crap hole you come out of in Illinois to get to
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll get to talk soon.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.